Ew. 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 Alright, so that little nugget that I just gave you guys as an intro was inside of the main screen here on this washing machine, and I don't remember the exact model number. I'll try to look it up here in a second. I'll put it in the description in the title. But anyway, it's not uncommon. It's like many others that it's got this little screen you got to clean out sometimes. Now, I cleaned mine out just now, and really the biggest thing that was in there was that penny. There was nothing, there's a little bit of hair and a little bit of sludge, but the biggest item was the penny. It looks like there's a fencing staple or something in there. Anyway, this one really sucks. I don't like this washing machine because of this design. You have to take off the back panel. Our old washing machine that we had years ago, you took off a front panel, so it was easy enough to get to. This one sucks, especially in my case, because here I am laying. That's our freezer. You can see the wall there, freezer. And there's another wall here. And so to get back here, I have to pull both these units out. I have to pull, and we've got stacked units, so washer and dryer. So you have to pull both units out and then pull the freezer out to have space to even get back here and work. Anyway, I was just going to show you guys this little pump. That little cap, it's kind of tight because you just twist it in, it locks in place. And so I was going to show you to get it off. I use a pair of channel lock pliers, and you put them, you don't have to really grab that handle, but you put them either side on the tabs, okay? And so that basically just exaggerates your leverage here. So then you can twist those handles a little easier than how you could get your fingertips in there and actually twist that. And then to put it back in, same thing. You just get them in there somehow and twist back. And as you turn it to tighten it in, you can see it just, there's a little stop tab there. It comes around right there. It just stops. So this little tab right here butts up against that stop. That's it. So you don't have to try to do anything crazy as far as torquing it down. You just turn until it stops. And you'll know too, because when you take it out, it's about a full turn to take it out, and then it'll slide straight out. And as you get about 3/4 of the way around, it'll start leaking fluid out. So anyway, that's how you pull that out. Like I said, mine wasn't really as bad as I thought. The bigger issue that we had here that I wanted to mention, at least for us in our house, and I don't know if it's because of our well water or what, but we get soap scum buildup more than I ever thought you really should. By the way, use a cake pan so you catch all that water, otherwise it's all going to run on your floor. Anyway, we get real bad soap scum, and that's what all this kind of gray sludge is. So the washing machine's been throwing an error code now off and on for months, and it would never do it consistently. It'd let us run 5 or 6 batches of laundry, no problem, and then it would throw an error code. And because it's a front load, when it throws that error code of a slow drain, it locks the door, and it keeps the door locked. And all you can do is keep hitting the power button and resetting and resetting and resetting until finally it decides that it's pumped out enough and it'll unlock the door. Anyway, our issue, I think more than anything, was the drain line. You can see all the sludge in there, which it's still, 90% open. But the drain line itself is up here. We've already cleaned it out. I took it off and went and threw it in the bathtub. And I just started beating that line against the side of the bathtub and then flushing water through it. And it washed out so much crap of that sludge. And it's not solid. It's just a sludge. We had the same thing built up. All of our bathroom sinks after about 2.5, 3 years. All of our bathroom sinks, all of us at the same time, all started backing up. And they didn't want to drain. They drain real slow. And here I was thinking, oh man, it must be full of hair from the girl or something like that, or hair from me shaving. No real significant hair that we could find anywhere. Just sludge. Just pull the P-traps apart, flushed them out with a high pressure garden hose, perfectly fine. So it's interesting. It's not a solid, and we tried Drano and that didn't fix it. So it's just this sludge. Anyway, we're going to throw the back plate back on here, throw our hose back on, and we'll be done with this. Of course, as I pulled it out, the dang dryer vent pulled itself out. So I guess while I'm back here, we'll pull this off and just check and make sure that it's not plugged up. Might as well. We've got a pretty short run. You can see daylight coming through because that just goes straight out the side of the house. So at least we don't have a long coiled up hose back here trying to get plugged up with lint. But we'll go ahead and take it off there just to be safe. Video was about the washing machine. I'll put the model number here in the title in the description. Wow. Well, there's your model number for what it's worth. Model number, serial number, everything right there for you. Hope you never need that again. So I have no idea what model number this is, but there's a bunch that are like it.
Start the washer?
Maytag. That's best I can tell you.
Start.
Okay, so we're back behind our wash machine here. We finally got our replacement pump in. It only took, I guess, 5 days. But interestingly enough, I don't know if I mentioned this in the other video, pulled the old pump out, realized right away that I needed a new pump. And so I called Sears, you know, because Sears is like known for being the appliance repair guys. And he said, oh, we don't have that, we don't carry that in stock in the stores at all anymore. Like not just this store, any of our stores, we don't carry that in stock. So he said, we can order it from a warehouse, you'll have it in 7 to 10 days. I'm like, what? 7 to 10 days? So I got on Amazon, of course, and I don't, you know, I'm not trying to promote Amazon, which I guess I should. I do get actually, every now and then I get a little bit of money from Amazon. But so yeah, I got on Amazon and took a look, and sure enough, found the exact pump that I needed, exact part match, and it was cheaper and faster than going through Sears. So hey, it is what it is. Maybe there's a reason that Sears is closing stores. Anyway, so we got the new pump, and I went ahead and we plugged it in. So I just reached underneath here. This is where it plugs in. I plugged it in and had my wife turn the washing machine onto a drain spin cycle. And I just held the pump in my hand, and it's much, much smoother and quieter. The other one was just rattling and clattering around, which is a pretty good indication that it was bad. I actually broke it apart right here and looked at the impeller, and everything looked fine. But you know, these little pumps, they're not a whole lot to them. And when they go bad, they're just bad. Like you can't really rebuild them. So anyway, I think it was, I think the pump was like $45, but it's the whole assembly, no plug and play. You could technically buy just this piece and mount it to your housing, but this was readily available. And so, like I said, it's just bolt the whole thing in and plug it in and be done with it. Anyway, let's get it slapped up under there and see how it looks. Alright, so there it is bolted back in. Super easy. Just these 4 screws. Well, there's one here. Right there. There's one right there. And there's 2 on the back that you can't see. So 4 screws, put it in. It's got a kind of a thick rubber gasket. I'm trying to think what to compare it to. But anyway, this thick rubber gasket where it goes up into the tub drain on the bottom of the washing machine. And you got to kind of smash it up in there a little bit. And it's kind of difficult to get any leverage when you're laying down here on the floor underneath this thing. So I shoved it up in there as much as I could. And they got my screws started. And then I actually just used the screws. And I worked corner to corner on the screws. Used the screws to kind of pull it up in there snug, and then went back around and checked each one and just kind of torqued it up a little bit. But those are in plastic, so don't go nuts on the screws, okay? No pun intended. But don't go crazy on the screws. Just snug them up till they stop, and you should be fine. But yeah, that, and then hook the hose back up. I actually hooked the hose up with that clamp first, while I still had the ability to kind of move the pump around and reach in there and grab a hold of it with the pliers easier. And then put the 4 screws in. I guess I should have mentioned that. That's fair. But yeah, the drain hose is hooked up. Screws are in. So we're going to plug it in. And we're just going to do a general like rinse spin cycle. Just something to put some water in there and pump some water out.